Jake, it feels pretty good, Janae, to be back in our Los Angeles studios.
Home.
Almost as good as the vibes in Madison Square Garden last night. Game 5, and the Knicks are still alive, still alive. Hey, big night here from
across the wall. And so I wasn't thinking I need to play better than him. I was just thinking I need to help my team win. And that's my mindset every time I'm on the court, just helping my team win.
This team's special. This team is special. And, with the series, we haven't been able to close out games the way we wanted to. We haven't been able to show how special we are. We've had, moments of brilliance, but we haven't had games of brilliance. And I think tonight was a good testament to, when we're locked in playing for 48 minutes, we could show the world how special we really are.
Well, they did just that. Brunson became the third different player with 30 points and 5 assists in at least 10 games of a postseason before the NBA Finals. He joins Michael Jordan, who did this in 89 and 90, and then the potential Finals counterpart in SGA this season. And Brian, you've said over and over this series that this is closer than 3-1. This is much, much closer than that. What did last night show you?
It showed me that there is a pathway for the Knicks to beat the Pacers. They have it, and they did it in a couple of different ways, Malika. Number one, in the previous 4 games of this series, the Pacers had committed 5 fewer turnovers per game. That's 5 extra possessions the Pacers would have against the Knicks. Well, in this game, the Knicks took care of the ball a lot better, and they put pressure on the Pacers. And in this game, it was the Knicks who had 5 fewer turnovers. That's a 10 turnover swing right there. Figure out how to make up for your issues. How about 10 possessions in your favor? Secondly, Jalen Brunson was so much better defensively in this game. Look, he is never going to be a defensive stopper, but he was absolutely not fighting in game 4. He was extremely active defensively, going over screens. This is the number that says it all. 68% the Pacers shot against him as a primary defender in games 1 through 4. Look at that. They went at him 40 times in those games. Yesterday, they went at him 14 times. Still a big part of their offense. Only 3 of 14, 21%. That's huge. You take those 2 things away. And then in the first 4 games, Towns and Brunson, your 2 all-NBA players, They were minus 24 on the court together. That can't happen in this game. Plus 23. They made up for it by being great together at the offensive end.
Just yesterday, Perk was jumping off the porch. He said, "No, what? No, I'm good on the New York Knicks." Kendrick, are you still there after watching this performance?
I mean, they've been stressing me out. I had every right to jump off the porch. I was stressed out behind the New York Knicks and my pick of them winning the series. And Wendy's right. Like, Big Body Brunson did his thing.
Big Body Brunson did do his thing.
Down to it.
Yep, absolutely. Keep going.
But when it comes down to it, I'm looking at the matchup between Karl-Anthony Towns and Miles Turner, right? Like, that's been the biggest key in my point in this series. And when you look at Karl-Anthony Towns, every time he dominates Miles Turner, the Knicks get a win in good fashion. And when you look at last night, 24 and 13, he was there, aggressive, not shooting 3-point shots, going down to that low block and playing daddy ball, playing in the dunker spot, setting screens, attacking off the dribble. Miles Turner had 5 points. 5 points. He is the best shot blocker in the postseason, leading the postseason in block shots, and Cat completely destroyed him. That is the X factor in this series. Who outplays what from the big position when it comes down who get the win from.
It's also the first time this postseason the Pacers were held to under 100 points, Shanae. We've talked about where's the Knicks defense at? How did they do it?
You guys, it's been a minute since I've been able to do this. Get up and go to the big board. So I'm going to celebrate it. I'm going to dance. I'm going to boogie on down here because for one night, the Knicks, they turned back the clock to a style that we were once very familiar with under Coach Tibbs. Defense. So let's dive into that aspect of the scouting report. Here were the 2 major adjustments that the Orange and Blue made. They won the point of attack. They have been attacking Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. Watch Brunson. He's not afraid of the screen. This time he meets the point of attack and wins it. He's aggressive, 2 feet outside, forces a drive, and right here, it's a really great contest, which Cat got the defensive rebound. He had 11 on the night, 11 defensive rebounds, 13 overall. Now, this play got me hyped because this is what you need if you're going to try to continue to extend the series. Everyone's loaded up. They actually right here were picking their poison, face guarding Halliburton. And what happens here? Before, they left their defenders on islands. Instead, OG comes over. There's vision here, knowing that the shot clock, I'm going to show you guys right here, turns to 2.5. So he comes off of Halliburton to go get this late contest. This was beautiful defense from their star players, but also they were moving on a string. Now, how stellar was this night defensively, though, for New York? They held the Pacers, as Malika said, to their worst offensive performance of the season, just 94 points on 40% shooting. Again, that is the worst. Now, I feel for Knicks fans, they know how to play with your emotions, this squad, but yesterday, somebody stood on business and saw this coming. All right, who do you have in this one?
The Knicks.
Oh, and he said it with his chest. A little family feud here.
Yeah,
Pops, anything you wanna impart on your son about? I mean, you picked the Pacers and he's picking New York.
Feel sorry for his loss.
What about Big Body Bronson?
Don't do that to your dad on the spot, boy.
Maybe we need young Carter on the show. Maybe we need young Carter back. Perk had to say, you know what? He had to take this block off for the rest of the block.
Perk didn't want
because
to smoke.
his son.
He didn't want to smoke. Oh, never mind.
But what had happened was,
hey, look, listen. Maybe Carter is a better analyst than his dad. You know what I mean?
That's how
we
generations
might need to
are supposed to
rock with him a little bit
generational excellence here.
more. I'm just saying.
All right, let's get to the other side of all
He
this.
got more loyalty, I tell you that much.
Let's take a listen to Tyrese Halliburton.
I understand they're going to come out and play hard, increase the pressure, do whatever they got to do to win. And they did a great job of that. And, now it's on us to respond.
Yeah, they were more aggressive from the jump. They brought the fight to us, and I just didn't think we brought it enough to. I think we finished the quarter okay, but we just didn't bring the fight.
I don't think there's any need to panic by any means. We get another game to go back at home and attack these guys and get better. So I look forward to Game 6, and we're prepared. We'll be prepared.
All right, Brian. So Tyrese Halliburton, he really struggled in this one. What do you make of his performance?
Well, one of the things about Halliburton, as Pacers fans can tell you, is occasionally he kind of lays an egg offensively. He's had 13 games this year where he's actually scored in single digits like he did in this game, including a game in the last round against the Cavs. It's long forgotten now, but he had a 4-point game in the one game that they lost. And so he has these moments where his offense sort of goes out. They're 3 and 10 in those games. It's super important for him to score. He averages 18 points a game. He's not a scorer like Brunson, who can easily score in the 30s and 40s on a regular basis. Halliburton's major attribute is running this offense, especially getting them going in transition. And so when he scores, they're awesome. I mean, look at this number. So that's why you see the Knicks really keying on him and using a lot of energy to pick him up full court, take him out of his rhythm. It was extremely successful, particularly Mikal Bridges, who used up a lot of energy in this game, picking him up in the backcourt, making him work for everything.
Yeah, and just feeding off of that, I do think that was the big adjustment on the defensive end. We say when you're one of the best passers in the game, you have to disrupt that vision. You have to disrupt that flow.
Right.
And you saw them time and time again. They were up. They were not waiting to half court. It was on the free throw line when everyone was ready to guard Tyrese Halliburton. And it was everyone. Mm-hmm. Like, I would say that Brunson, he was physical. It almost is like when you are trying to be successful at this level, you have to forget what you look like. You have to forget the cool. You just have to go with hustle and heart. They were not perfect, but they were persistent on each and every defensive possession.
Yeah.
And it was literally once the rebound was shifted, they actually had the mindset to lock in, and they'll have to do that again and again.
Yeah, but basically this is the first time, Brian, that the Pacers, they have pressure on them now. This series now shifts back to Indianapolis. They want to close this out in 6. They do not want to go back to the Garden here for Game 7. How do you foresee them handling that?
Yeah, I'll go back to what Rick Carlisle said after they got up on the Cavs. He said, we're not going to be favored in any games. And he's been right for the most part. They've been the underdogs in the last 2 series. They've been underdogs in most of the games in this series. But not tomorrow night, Malika. They're favored tomorrow night. And this is a team that's won 4 series over the last 2 years. You certainly know that they can close out a series, but they have not experienced the pressure of win and you're in the finals, lose and you've screwed up. They've played generally pressure-free basketball for the last couple of years. So I want to see how they handle it.
They can't afford.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you like the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we notice that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, There are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.